Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here, sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. Welcome to the Crypto Lifer Show, baby. We're going to break down Bitcoin for you, get ready to see what's coming up for the week ahead, and just kind of see what pitfalls may come at us and what big things could come our way. We'll look at all the positives and the negatives of this weekly close in 10 minutes. I can't wait. Let's do it. Bam. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here. Let's get that music back up and pumping. Shout out to my lovers of life and everybody out there. Beautiful Sunday. Hung out with my family. My sister's here with her kids. Still taking some time. This will be a quicker stream, probably about a half an hour in and out, but we'll get it done. We'll pack it full of information. We'll have some fun. So look, first thing I want to do is show me my green. I said Bitcoin would be in the green box when I started the show, and by golly gee oh my, it kind of is. I think this is the first show. I mean, you could. It's right now. It's not in it. Can I get in it? Can we get back inside? But technically, you know, we were there, came out of it, back inside. Oh, we're in. Yeah, this flips green in a couple seconds and pushes back up, and we could say that we are on the green. You could say at exactly 8 though. It was in the green box, or you could say it closed right outside, but pretty good. I mean, right? I think that's. What do you guys think? What does everybody think of that? Is that is that good enough? I said it would be here when I left this morning. Right here, it's 7-8 in the morning. I mean, it was 12 hours ago, and I'm pretty dang. I threw a dart, man, and I pretty much nailed it. So there's price. I mean, I said price would be somewhere between 88,100 and 88,153. It's at 88.70, 88.77. So what are you going to say? Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Excellent prediction. Thank you. Nice call. Good call. Yeah, we nailed it. I mean, we got pretty dang close to the green box. And I didn't make the green box huge. Wasn't like I made it like this and said it's in the green box. Like, you know what I mean? We were nice and tight there. Right? Nope, it got to be in the middle. I know, right? I didn't really. I mean, you could see, yeah, I didn't hit completely. So let's take a look at what happened to Bitcoin today. It fumbled around. And look, it made my model again on the 5. It made a flag touching the 21 above the 200. That was the exact place to get in when the 21 was near. And boom, we hit the measured move to the upside. And Bitcoin did hit about 88,005. And we were looking at the high $88,000 to $89,000 level. Crazy long on the 5-minute in and out. You made the trade. I did not make the trade. No, I wasn't sitting there watching that. No. I was hanging out. We have a bunch of people over tonight, actually, right now. We're doing like a bunch of reindeer games. We're having a lot of fun. Pick up the candy cane with the candy cane in your mouth. How many ribbons can you pick up with a spatula in a basket? Just all sorts of fun stuff that our friends figured out how to do. So I'm excited. I want to jump back in. I don't want to be too rude. So I am going to make this a little quicker of a weekly candle close. But so far, hey, we got to the green box pretty dang close. We did see that we got the pump and the dump in the last few minutes there. And let's take a look at our weekly close. Assess the situation and have a little bit of a look-ski. So let's go over the big picture and the small picture. Let's talk. So the biggest idea is you are oversold. You're below the dotted line on the stochastics now for a long time. Now, yes, that's, you could be down there for a while technically, but usually this is the bottom. And it's showing pretty strong signs of a possible bottom, but you never know. So, there's some good signs here. And then we got our first little dip, and then this is coming back green. All I want to see is next Sunday, just close a green candle next to a red one so I can long with a stop below here and take a shot. Just give me hope. Even if I get stopped out the week after, that's fine. Just give me some hope that I might be able to win. There's a big gap to the VRVP here. Look at that. I mean, we get above the point of control, which we've been holding for a while. We're still above it. It suggests we could get back up to 104, 107. Look at that. Look at the gap in the VRVP there, boys. There's a big old gap there. I'd like to push right through the gap, if you know what I'm saying. Sorry. That's not right. That's not funny. That's not funny. So there's what I'm talking about there for Bitcoin. Now, one thing I don't like is it has some descending triangle vibes. Suggests that it may end up in a pretty bearish place here to take us further to the downside, and that could happen. I'm open-minded to that too, but we don't have true bearing on anything. Right now, I have to say we are more bearish than bullish because we're below the daily 200 moving average, and we're making lower highs, and we got that horrible resistance at 90 and right here too at 94,000. Right where these two candles hit on the weekly, right where this area, look at this area, you can see it. Resistance, that was a support, bounce, a resistance here, then a bounce, and there's inflections, and then right there you can see a bunch of wicking right there in the 93.8 to $94,000 level. So let's take a look. We opened the week at 88,658 and 87 cents. The high was 90,588 and 23 cents. The low was 86,420 even. Again, the low was 86,420 even. 86,420. And the candle would close at 87,952 and 71 cents, down $700. Not too bad on the week if you think about it for a bearish candle, but hey, it's still bearish. Down 0.8%, almost 1%, 0.8%. And so there you go. I mean, the weekly candle was down $700, opened at 88.6, closed at 87.950. So that's kind of it. And it was a bearish candle. Had a little bit of a range. The lowest point was 86. The lowest point was 87.8. All right. Now that doesn't make any sense. Hold on. Yeah, the lowest point was 86.420. Yeah, we went over that. And the highest point, of course, was that 90. Yeah, we did hit 90,588. So $4,000 swing on the month, on the week. And, you know, not too bad. It does suggest that the next candle would be red, because you have a red candle next to a green one, which to me is a tweezer top, which suggests you're going to dump. So we'll see what happens. All right, but right now that weekly doesn't look amazing. The monthly still setting up for possible hidden bullish divergence, possible reversal. Still looks somewhat strong here for Bitcoin. We take a look at the 3-day chart, and the 3-day chart, to me, has strong hidden bullish divergence, which we talked about last time it had it right here, was a bottom. And we're seeing a similar situation where the price action swinging down, but we have a nice move up in the RSI. Similar to right here. We had a really nice, you know, the last time that this has, and this is even lower than the last time. RSI, crazy thing is though, the stochastics now have pushed up. Kind of like the beginning move to start down here, you know. Let's see though, that when, you know what, it's interesting. When we crossed the dotted line was right there. We were still right there. So I just want to show you, this is really cool, but so we crossed the dotted line right here on the stochastics RSI. Pay attention. Right there. And what I'm going to do is see if you put a vertical line here, right? You can match when it happened, right? So you can put a vertical line right there. Then you can match price action right there. And you can see that the majority of the price action move, that's the move right there. That was it. And we can take a look. How long did it take? About 42 days, 36 days, about 40 days. You can see it all happened above the dotted line on the curve. So like if we could get a big reversal, boom, right? That could be 42 days. I'm just going to grab the, you know, the fractal there. And next thing you know, we're sitting pretty, you know, back near an all-time high somewhere in February. Okay? And it all happens up here above the dotted line in the stochastics RSI. It just looks uncannily similar to the last time the 3-day had this. So again, who knows? I don't know what's going to happen. I'm not telling you that 100% we're reversing, but I am saying we should put that in the positive bucket for the bulls. That's a positive for the bulls. They get a +1 there. You know, I like to gain attributions for each, you know, idea, like, you know, see what the bulls are saying, see what the bears are saying, and kind of go back and forth to get a nice idea of where we sit. So right there, that's a pretty good place. And then we have major resistance there at 92,766 too as well for Bitcoin. But, you know, still holding a possible double bottom, still holding support at $86,000. The daily candle today closed green. You know, not amazingly indecision doji, but it did close green. Opened at 86,877 even. Huh. The high was 88.75 cents. The low was 85,435 even. The candle closed at 87,952 and 71 cents, up $75 today. Today we went up $75, but it has this kind of cup and handle vibe. Breaking out. It did, you know, we'll see what happens tonight. We had a pump and a dump. And then you can't say it didn't break above this, you know, and a kind of head and shoulder idea. And it kind of breached this trend. That was this trend line's been there since the 11th of December. 10th of December. So again, I'm not a huge fan. I'm not in love. I'm not saying it's amazing. I'm still saying we should always look at the 5-day like it's in a dang bear flag. And it just headed back to the top of the trend, right? And it's going to eventually dump. So I'm still on the bear flag camp here. But I'm open to see if the bulls could just push up through key areas on the smaller time frames to give us that hope. What would that look like? Well, let's break it down for you right now. So we know there could be a possible bear flag on the 5-day. I'm deleting it now, but I hope you keep that imprinted in your mind. I can't keep all the TA of all the time frames on one, right? It just won't look right. But we're making the symmetrical triangle. We talked about it when we were here. We've been talking about it, right? And you can see we're just kind of going further into the lion's den, further into the alligator's mouth. Backwards, though, right? Like this is the alligator. He's opened his mouth. So the idea is we break up or down. Normally, these break down. These have been breaking down more than they've been breaking up. They're called symmetrical triangles, all right? They're a known pattern that could go 50% either way. We break up, we hit about 92,791. We break down and go to 83,000. And we test these lows again, where liquidity has been swept once, twice, 3 times now for anyone who's extremely bullish at that $85,000, $84,000 level. So it's likely this just rolls over and dumps, shoulder, head, kind of shoulders, and dumps over. Even kind of has a descending triangle vibe inside the channel there. So doesn't look amazing. I'm assuming more bearishness, but can the 1 hour get back above the 2? Can we get the move? You know, we were supposed to dump here, supposed to dump here, supposed to dump here, supposed to dump here. We keep getting sent up. I still think, you know, the head short up there is a smart move, even with that 4 hour 200 moving average, right? Comes back, it is what it is. I'm not into shorting or longing this last week here of the year. It's been a treacherous low volume. And it's been eating people alive. I would just stay off the charts. As much as I want to push people to trade, I love the volume. Don't get me wrong. It's great. It's what I'm here for, the volatility and the volume. But I don't, you know, you're going to do whatever makes you happy, number one. I'm not a financial advisor. But I just, you know, I also know when the best time to trade is. The end of the year is the worst time to trade. So just one step at a time, one day at a time. Take it easy, over. And the 1 hour looks like it's just going to be doing something like this, sideways price action. And again, where are we going to be when we wake up tomorrow morning? Let's take a look. It's going to be 8 a.m. So Sunday will turn to Monday. Boom, there's Monday. Boom, boom. And there's 8 a.m. and then 9. So tomorrow at 10 in the morning. Wow, our show's back on Monday. I just can't believe it. And my mom birthday tomorrow. God bless her. So there's the show tomorrow. Let's put our green box and see. I say we just go sideways. We end up in the green box. I'll shrink it down too to make it real, you know. But yeah, we're somewhere in here when I show up tomorrow. Up, down. We come all the way down, start to come back up. And we're just inside this tight channel. I just see Bitcoin getting tighter and tighter till it has to make a bigger decision. And it would be great if it breaks out to the upside. There's some signs of a possible move out based off the 3-day hit bullish divergence in the bigger time frames. But so that's where I kind of keep you right here. I wouldn't get too small. You know, make sure the 15 stays above the 200 moving average. That was a key requisite for today. 1 minute got above the 200, and look, we did get a pump. There is my strategy right there. Boom. In at 87.5, out at 88.3. I mean, it's a $700-800 move, but hey. So there's kind of where we stand. I would watch the 1 hour, 15 minute, and I would not trade tonight on low volume Sunday as we know what's headed up. And let's get ready for the week ahead for you. So this week is going to be different than any other week, right? Monday, the 29th, pending home sales, nothing coming. Crude oil, inventories, natural gas storage has some effect on the market, 10 a.m. Might give us a little bit of movement there. Tuesday, nothing too crazy. All right, FOMC minutes and bank holiday in Japan too, which could affect the Forex market pretty heavily. And then Wednesday, unemployment claims coming in at 8:30, December 31st. So it's New Year's Eve, number one. No one cares about the market. Everyone's going to be out, getting ready, traveling. They're still away. I had this whole 2 weeks off. My kids did. I didn't have any time, but you know what I mean. It felt like I did. Nobody showed up to the stream, you know. And then Thursday, the bank holiday, right, where the banks are closed. And the markets, I believe, the markets are closed too. So markets are closed New Year's Day, man, and that's going to affect our market too. And slow down the entire week. And then Friday, who's going to just jump in on a slow volume Friday after the markets were closed? You have on-3 money supply year over year. I want to see that. That's going to be actually, I think that's going to have an effect on the Forex market. I mean, it has to. And then we're into January 3rd, and then we start our real week for the next month. And then that's really when things start again. Like next week, the 5th, we can kind of actually get ready for that week and see, kind of just get a jump on it. The 5th, the 6th. Wednesday, we're going to have JOLTS job opening at 10. That'll, unemployment claims on Thursday at 8:30. And unemployment rate Friday. So Friday and Thursday in the morning, and then JOLTS on Wednesday. So we're going to have Wednesday, Thursday, Friday with data coming at us for the U.S. This is the fall. This is the first week of the year, the real full first week of the year. This week coming up is going to be kind of just like get through it again. It's going to be low volume. It's going to be tough. Do not get yourself twisted into like forcibly trading. Just not going to be worth it in my humble opinion. And I could be wrong. There could be the biggest pump of our lives, but if the odds are just so low, I know I'm likely going to look right. Look, I've been telling you it's going to be sideways, crazy price action the last 2 weeks of the year. I've been saying it ever since here. Like, what has it been? It's been insane sideways price action for the last 2 weeks of the year. Like, look, sorry. Right here, right? It just, from the 26th Friday. I mean, even from here, really, the last, for the 22nd, it's just been a mess. This whole thing has been insane. So don't get wrecked on low volume. Don't overtrade garbage price action, please. And don't waste your money when you don't need to. And I'm still not, no one knows exactly where Bitcoin's going. Look, 877, I love that. No one knows exactly where Bitcoin's going. But if we watch every day and we use probabilities that we've back tested for years, we'll at least take a higher probability than most people and have a better shot of winning than they do. And that's really all we can win on. That's it. That's how I look at it. I don't overthink it. I've been in it for too long. If you overthink it, you overthink it. A winner trader is someone who takes good probabilities, stays in the game longer than most people, long enough to take a win when the market's right. There will be good times. They will come. The market will be better. There's going to be times to use the capital and times not. This is definitely capital preservation. It's not a time to go buck wild at all. But you do whatever makes you happy. I'm not a financial advisor. I don't think anyone asked if you were turning 19 or not, someone said. Now, I'm sure Wintermute and BlackRock will be dumping in the morning like they always do. That's funny. Someone said gold is bleeding. Let's take a look at gold. And, you think gold would take a high there. Nice time to take some money off the table on that gold trade if you did take it with me. Just think about it. I mean, it's on an extreme high. A nice little dump for gold, but it did come back pretty strong off 44.47. Wow, it is down to 45 now, and it was at 45.54. Let's look at the bigger picture for gold. This is a big dump. What's happening to gold? Well, I mean, the one thing I did say to you is, like, if it closes a tweezer top, it's got bearish dividend tweezer top, right? Probably going to cool off for a little while. That doesn't mean it's going to dump, but it could cool off, go sideways, or it might even come back down for a little bit. You see? It's gold, baby, gold. And come back to the 21 on the daily. It's not too far for the 21 on the daily, though. Weekly, just looks like some sideways price action. Actually, the 3-day actually still looks pretty bullish. Look, it hasn't flipped a red candle yet. But there is some bear div here that I think we need to heed. I think it's a smart idea. Hey, we made 100% of the gold trade. I think it's smart to take some profits. You do whatever makes you happy, right? But it could be a smart move to just take some gains and we get back in the trade at another time. Move that stop loss into position to make some gains, baby, gains. And gold could bounce here too. Let's take a look at that 15-minute. Everyone's stressing it. It's like, oh no, what am I going to do now? It's like, well, I would always look at the bigger picture, the daily, the 3-day chart. So far, still intact, really. Technically has support here too. Before it breaks to 436, it could stay bullish. I know if it's like ready to just, everyone's like very emotional recently. They see one red candle and they bug out. But, I do see money flowing out of gold and into BTC. I mean, it would only make sense. You made money on the cold asset. Now what do you do with it? Sit in a vault, or do you turn it into liquidity? You know what I'm saying? It's liquidity, so let's move it. 54.60 looks interesting. I'll move my stop loss higher, just so I'll take profit no matter what, and we'll go from there. But I don't know if it's time to sell exactly. It could still kind of kick it up here a little bit. Hard to tell right now where gold's at because there's a frenzy for it. But, you know, if it wasn't so frenzied and we just forget emotions, I'd say, hey, it's time to sell and let the daily reset. Right? See if the 1 hour can get a bounce here and it can start going a little more sideways. I'd watch the 1 hour for a sideways bounce there for gold. Silver, is silver cooked? Is it at 84, 85, you know? Yeah, so it hit 84, came back down, 74, you know. I see silver just going sideways like gold did. You know, it's had its boom, it's collected its liquidity. Now somebody we're going to buy and then everyone's going to get interested and I think it's going to float. Float means it's going to go up and down, but people are going to buy it so much it can't dump. And they're going to float the price into consolidation. So what I'm looking for silver is consolidation. The next trade looks like it might be in late January into February for the awesome entry. Let's take a look at the S&P futures. Nice, perfectly where we want them. Broke out on the top of the inverted head and shoulder. Staying above the previous resistance, using that as support. Now we just need some sideways price action. Right, pull that daily 200 moving average up with price. Where is it? Why are you not with me there? Let me see. So pull that 200 up with price action. And I mean, there we go. I like it though. I mean, look how tight price is on the daily for the S&P. It's tight price. I mean, that's beautiful. I see more. I should just see more upside. I see by the end of the week we're further up on the S&P. Same with the NASDAQ. And they both did break out the way they were supposed to the upside. Oh my gosh, that's so cool. That's so cool. You have the most beautiful eyes I've ever seen, Nyla. I love you, baby. That's all bad for your teeth. I don't want you having too much candy, honey. All right. NQ pumping to the upside. Can go all the way to 29.93 too. I like that. I'll put Bitcoin at 96. Please do. I'm just a student, but hoping to rotate metals to Bitcoin. Waiting for now. I like it. Gold does not seem to be done yet. I mean, I hold gold long term, so I don't stress it. I'm just kind of swing trading it. 100% is a nice swing trade. I think it's, good not to be greedy. Take gains and move on from gold there. Is anything pumping in the altcoin market? Just kind of always scanning it just in case. Even if it's, I just have to be on it. Canton just keeps ripping up 22% in 24 hours. Canton CC. And it's funny, it had been on my radar before when we looked at it with, wow, look at it. It actually did. Let's take a look here. So when we first looked at it, it started breaking out, and I said it does have legs. I said, Canton looks like it's just getting started. It looks like it could go for more, right? And I showed you this rising wedge, and I said, man, it looks like the target's 14. Funny, it really did pump and continued to rip since yesterday morning. We looked at it, Canton. It looks like it's headed to 14, 15 cents. So there's always something out here doing damage, man. This is like the only one, though. I mean, telling us up too in a week. Zcash also. Let's take a look at the Zcash call. Continuing to rip. This is a bigger call, like a 3-week, 6-week hold. Even this flag, though, we gave you this flag, and this flag went from 516 up to 542. And getting into Zcash was a call in the trading group. I gave it. We talked about it. It was down near here at 430, 450, 440. And that's still in the green right now to the upside. Zcash. And then we flagged it out again for you, gave you another call, and so far it's ripping. Let's see if this thing can continue up to the target at 629. Zcash looks like it is going to go up on the bigger time frames and just continue to do damage. Privacy coin that did dump to the downside. I mean, it makes people want it, and it's a privacy coin with desire. So that makes me think there's definitely some money coming that way. But hey, you do whatever makes you happy. That's complete speculation on my end. And yeah, Take up 31%. River coming back up a little bit. Our safe. River's been on my radar. I wouldn't be surprised if River gets some good swing trades in the next couple of weeks. I would write that down. Advantis keeps coming. ICNT that we went over, we're giving it. Go Mining has a lot of, and Piverse, but not a lot Still some green on the month, but mostly dumping here. And on the year, it's just, oh my goodness, we shouldn't even look at that on the year for altcoins. So a few things kind of jumping tonight, but I wouldn't go crazy. Again, this is your last holiday week. We're going to get through it with New Year's coming up. And New Year's is going to be what? Is it Wednesday? It's Wednesday night. So tonight, tomorrow, we have 1, 2, 3. We have 4 nights as we head into New Year's, right? When the big crash happens, I'm pretty much going to swoop up as much Zcash as I can. Cherry City Bullies. Maybe it already did. Maybe it's time to gobble. You never know, right? So on the radar there, last thing I want to take a look at is the total market cap in all of cryptocurrency. Total. Let's take a look how total's been doing. So the last time we looked at it, it said it retested, it was dumping. Said it was going to bear flag to 229, and I still stand by that. Unless something magical could happen. Right now, to me, I mean, it's in a descending triangle, is it not? Kind of like Bitcoin, you could say it just breached that. Just barely breached out, right? Like I'm saying the same thing for Bitcoin. Like it just kind of got out of there, but is it really, you know what I mean? It's like there's kind of a double bottom chance here. I was focused so far on that 3-day chart, and it's just like, can you just go get back above that 3-day 200 moving average? Last time you had to go down for a while, but could you just be kind of dipping? Holding this uptrend too, technically, and kind of almost like, you could almost say it's a parallel channel back to the top of the channel. 1, 2, 3, 4, right? Only time will tell, though. It's been tough. Still hidden bullish divergence, still bigger time frames, and still we wait in limbo. And this is kind of how bottoms feel, though. They feel full of anxiety. They don't feel good. The time to buy Bitcoin is never good. It's the worst. Whenever I bought Bitcoin and I got the best prices, no people bought it because it felt so crappy to buy it. Everyone felt we were going to dump even more. So nobody buys the bottom because everyone says we're going lower. By the time we bounce back to the upside and everyone realized it's the bottom, they realized they were listening to everyone else. See, I don't listen to everyone else. I just know extremes. When I see the fear and greed tell me that it's at a 9 and 10, I buy more BTC. I've been doing it for 10 years. You guys have seen me doing it for 5 here on live stream. So I just do what I'm supposed to do. I don't know if it's going to... It's been okay for the last 10 years. Maybe it will be okay for the next 10. I can't tell you. I just do what has worked for me so far. So if it does dump and go further down, I'll get 80 to 50K and I'll be the one buying. If it doesn't, I'll be the one that buys the bottom. You see what I mean? But I'm definitely not going to be the guy who's afraid to buy, who's listening to everybody else. I'm going to be using this as an opportunity because I know every time Bitcoin's been oversold this way, we've gotten a bounce. Even here has the bullish divergence on the, the same as the last time we had the bounce. They look very eerily similar, don't they? Even more oversold on this one, it seems, on the RSI than the last time. I mean, here it is again, technically. I mean, the 3-day has bottomed out every time, just like this. With a bullish div once, twice, 3 times a chow man for the 3-day. And then there was the hidden bullish divergence that I called out. And we were able to take that for advantage. The 3-day has been amazing. It's my go-to chart to get out of a jam when most people have no idea what's happening. I stick to the 3-day chart. You can see right now, even on total, it's got a bullish engulfing candle. So let's take this. This closes tomorrow night. If that closes bullish engulfing, gets back above the 200, we may get ourselves a move at least back to here at 3.13, and then we go from there. I take this one step, one day at a time. Let's take a look at the total market cap in all of cryptocurrencies. Total tree over there. Total tree. Hey, it's getting a bounce right now on the 3-day chart, just like we're talking about. Now, total 3 is doing something way more interesting. It's above the 200 moving average. That tells me to long altcoins. Says you can long right now with a stop below, because this is what I do. I front run these. Says altcoins could go on a massive pump. I mean, this could have been the bottom right there for alts. I know it seems insane, but the stochastics are moving. You're above the 200. There's some hope here for altcoins. They're in a better shape than Bitcoin at the present moment, for whatever reason, based on the bigger charts. So there's some hope right now. The altcoins could get a reversal on the 3-day. Look at this beautiful gap of the VRVP, at least back to $1 trillion. That'd be so good. Put Solana back to 150, 160. Let us breathe easy for a second and see what's happening. Let's take a look at Bookmap. Bookmap suggesting Still lower for Bitcoin. It's got a global liquidity down at 81,000, saying that we are going lower. 92.5 still hanging, but it's suggesting that we are going further to the downside for BTC. So someone said XRP is sending it. Let's take a look at, XRP, Solana, right? Chainlink, they would all get a bit of a move. XRP just got held by the 200 on the 3-day. Very bold idea, but to put a stop right here and to call this a bottom, there's a good chance it could happen. Could turn this into a shoulder, a head, and a right shoulder. And this could end up being the bottom right there. Buying on or near the 200 moving average has statistically on any asset in the world, the bigger the time frame, been the better price. Look at right there. That was the last time you bought right below or on the 200 on the 3-day. It was the greatest price ever right there at 55 cents, or most greatest recent price. Back in, it's only November of 2024. It's not even that long ago. It's a year ago. It's crazy. Only you could have gotten, wow, XRP's, think about it. XRP's up basically a little under a 4X in about 11 months, 13 months. Sorry. That's pretty awesome. I didn't realize XRP is a good performing asset right now as we speak, but it's got to get the bounce. It's a bold long, but it could be a legendary long. Anyway, just you could take that in for education and see how you feel about it and go from there. Yeah, and I wouldn't be surprised if gold and silver take a pullback now. They had too much of a shine. Let's get some money here flowing back into Bitcoin here. It's enough is enough, all right? This man flexes kilos of silver and touches sand. Bullish. Shout out to Virtuals Protocol. OG, we love you, man. Thank you. You're bullish. I like that comment. God bless you. Yeah. So we'll see what happens to BTC, but tonight's not our night, and usually isn't. All right, so it's one step, one day, one candle, one moment at a time here for Bitcoin. And remember, we're watching this time frame here. Nice little pump there on the 15. So you got a little bit of love there. Stayed above the 200 moving average on the 5-minute, but I'm still just looking. Hey, I would love it if we just rip. We could just, you know what I mean? Look at this. This could be a giant double bottom. See it? Measured move, it looks better when you use this. I don't know why, but this tool just solidifies it. But it doesn't look, that looks pretty sweet, doesn't it? Possible double bottom with a bigger move here. Somewhere all the way up to possibly 92.5, 92.7. This would be so sweet. This could be, we could start pumping tonight and just rip. Right? Are we back above the 1 hour 200 moving average? We are. For me, I want to see the 1 hour make the flag, keep pumping. I want the 1 hour. Oh, come on. I want to see the 1 hour make the flag above the 200. But hey, I like that. We just got back above the 200. We have not been above the 200 with a pump since since Thursday. 3 days, we're back above it now. We stayed in the doldrums. See, the bears could not. Why? They couldn't send us down on the volume. The bulls didn't either, but at least look, we're getting some love here. I still believe we kind of go sideways and end up in my green box, but you never know what I believe. The TA is the TA. See if the 50-minute can make a flag here and continue, or the 5 even. And get our way back up. It would be so awesome to see the 90,000s again next week. So I'm long like Donkey Kong. I like that, man. That's my thing, man. I like it. Let's take a look at Solana. What's happening to Sol? You think Sol might be getting some of this action? Look at Sol. Look at nice. Getting above the 200 moving average. Just kind of a short squeeze on low volume. But look, that is an Adam and Eve. You see it? Oh my gosh. They break up 90% of the time. That suggests that Sol's going back to 145 and pretty fast. I'd wait for it to get above the 200 moving average and make a flag on the 4-hour time frame. But that looks like we could get some recovery here for Solana. Yeah. Thank you, Sam, for all you do, man. Keep it up. Let's go in 2026. God bless you, man. Thank you so much. I need all the support I can get in this slow 2-week period. It just feels like the whole market just, and even the people just disappear. Grateful. Shout out to Shevs Mupta for the 199. I'm grateful for you, man. God bless you. And that'll come back to you tenfold for saying that. Love your videos, man. And I always try to stay awake for your lives. Great content. Thank you, Sam. Any chance you could take a look at FARTCOIN? We'll take a look at FARTCOIN for you, considering you jumping on in and staying awake. So last time I looked at FARTCOIN, I wanted it to go up here, stay sideways, and then it looked enticing. It didn't do that. It actually went down. They stop hunted everyone, and then it's slowly trying to climb back out of its hole now. Let's take a look. I mean, this is a bullish setup right now. It's in a bit of an ascending triangle in the 4-hour time frame. If the 1 hour is above the 200, it could be a buy. Yeah, look at that. The 1 hour is above the 200. That looks like a nice little move to me. So right now, there's a possible scalp for FARTCOIN up to 40 cents. Let's take a look at it on the bigger time frame just for a split second, though. I mean, right back down to its previous low. So it's in the low buying area, right? It's at the discount, the previous low discount. I'm not buying discounts right now on all coins. I think it's better to wait for them to actually get some movement. But there's the first higher low in a set. I've seen that create a frenzy. That could be the first time to buy all, before these things rip again. The last time it made a higher low was right there. This is very similar to that. See, you came up, you made the low, you went up, you made the higher low. You went down, you made up, you made the higher low. That and that are pretty, that last time we had a pretty substantial move. This could be the beginning of a pump. There's a gap up to the 200. I've seen that open up to 8 hour, 6 hour, 4 hour. So what I'm seeing here is kind of this uptrend now and this trend here. And I'm looking for it to kind of also trend up. So you could want to do things, believe that's the bottom and take a shot, which I think is high risk and not really worth it right now. But, if you believe in FARTCOIN, it could end up paying off pretty well. Or wait for it to at least pump up here and consolidate. Once it starts consolidating, it's a good chance we get to 62 and even up to 72 cents. Right now, it's sitting at 31. All right. WLFI looking good in the 4-hour time frame, somebody said. I agree with you, but it's getting rejected by the 200, but getting tight. Whenever the 21 and the 200 get tight, there is substantial movement. I'd flip to the 2 hour, see if the 2 hour is above the 200. Yeah, I like the 2 hour right there. 2 hour looks like it's ready to go. WLFI looks like it's ready for a move. All coins look interesting. They're starting to kind of flip our way the last week here for whatever reason. And, they made lows, a higher low, and now it's consolidating above a higher low, above the 200, suggesting that 17 cents is coming. Yeah. He doesn't stop. He is the standard example of what men should strive to be. His or her best. Thank you for saying that. And it is crazy. The Saturday night stream, I've done it for 4 years. And it just shows that crypto's not, people aren't into it on Saturday night. And even though I did it every single Saturday night, it's bigger than it ever was, but it didn't gain a lot of traction the Saturday night. And other streams did, like the stream itself did. Like we get tons of views Monday through Friday. Like it's bigger than it ever was. But it's funny how the weekend streams never really prevailed. You know what I mean? No matter how hard I work to push them, it just doesn't matter. And I said, I'm not in it for the views. I'm in it for just to do what I do. To get it done. Nice little pump for Bitcoin. Headed up to the top of the range, and it could even be a little higher here before it has to come back down. You will end up in my green box, or you will pay. No, but I like this, man. Any pump for Bitcoin is a pump of mine, is a pump for me, baby. Let's go. I have a Bitcoin gen. I'm no longer a DJ. I love you, man. Nobody grinds like the lifer. Nobody. Thank you, man. I don't think so. Not in the whole world. I don't think anyone's been through it as hard as we've been through it, or put them, I just love to work, man. Yeah. A lot of people give their brains a rest on the weekend. I do too, though. I napped on the beach for 4 hours and did nothing. How long can I do nothing all day? Yeah, I played with my kids. I had fun. I was in the jacuzzi for half an hour. I fell asleep in the sun. I've been pretty dang relaxed today, and I woke up at 7 in the morning, did a show. So, I can do 2 shows. I can talk for 2 to 4 hours a day and still have 2 naps, on a Sunday. So remember that, I am the king of taking care of myself and working hard. But don't get it twisted. I don't work 18-hour days and don't take my time. No, I work for 2 hours. I go for a nice walk in nature. I work for another 2 hours. I play with my kids for an hour. I work for an hour. I go for a bike ride. I work for an hour. I take the Lamborghini for a ride. I work for another 2 hours. I take my family out to dinner. We have fun. I come back home. I watch the kids. I go back into my room. I work from 10 to 12. You know what I mean? I'm always working because my mind's always on the charts, but I'm also always enjoying myself. It's interesting. I own my own life, my own business, my own time. So I live a dream life, man. If I would, I don't even like to say it out loud because I don't want to brag, but forget the money. It's the way I live. My lifestyle is amazing. There's people richer than me that I don't think have a better lifestyle. They have more demands. They have to fly more. They have to be around. I'm with my kids all the time. No dad spends more time with his family, man. It's me and my family all the time, you know? So, and it's because of each and every one of you in my beautiful community. I never want to forget that. I don't ever want to brag above my community. I showed up every day. I had 3 followers, then 2 then 10 followers. There was 3 people watching, then 10. Now, hey, on the slowest time when nothing's happening, the market is beat down, we still have beautiful 651 lifers here on a weekly candle close, getting ready for the week ahead, getting themselves positioned, even on the holidays. So God bless you all. Thank you for the views. Thank you for the chat rate. Thank you for the comments. You're awesome and amazing. Right? 1000%. That's true freedom. Yes, I live a life of true freedom. I follow my dreams. I'm my own boss. I handle my own finances, right? I take care of my family. I'm a dad first. I'm a mentor second. Actually, I'm a follower of God first, a dad second, and a mentor third. And everything works out. So, and listen, I made it to a good place in life. You might want to listen, and success leaves clues. I listened to people that were successful. That's how I got to be where I'm at today. If you want to consider me successful, whatever you want, I don't want to brag. Seems like I'm saying that too much, or maybe I am, so maybe I should stop. But my whole point is, other people showed me the way, and successful people leave clues. And Jim Rohn taught me that, so I just watched other successful people until I got where I needed to be. I don't take days off. I know a year from now, I'm going to be doing the stream on December 28th, talking about exactly what I'm probably saying right now, as we end the stream with gratitude, love, and staying in the present moment. So I follow you on vacation, baby. Amen. I love you. Yeah. You give us the blueprint, bro. I personally look up to you and your lifestyle. Thank you. God bless you, man. Continue to enjoy your family. Lucky to have your sister here. Yeah. Anyway, I'm going to jump on out of here, reminding me that my family is here. I love you all. I would stay with you all night and go over coins and do super chats. I really would. I should. And I love the algorithm, and I love YouTube, and I never want to miss. But I love you, and I got to jump, and, every once in a while, even I need to take a little bit of a vacation. So, I live stream, but I'm also going to take some time to hang out. So I love you all. Be safe. Be amazing. I'll catch you on the flip side. And, the secret to success is getting started. You're not going to be great to start, but you got to start to be great. And I love each and every one of you. Keep pushing. Don't stop. You can, you will. You are the best. I believe in you. I'll see you tomorrow morning. We're going to start Monday like we do. Rock it out. We're going to do the hard workout. I'm going to post it to the group. Who's with me? Who's already ready? Getting planned to start that workout that we do in about 12 hours. It's going to be a hard workout, man. I can't wait. I'll see you there. Monday starts and we grind, baby. Grind. And because we got to be hard to stay hard, we got to push ourselves to be amazing. You can, you will. You're the best. I'll see you tomorrow. God bless. Thank you.